This day don't start. With some caffeination. That's right, No Time to Die. Now on DVD, this completes the James Bond 007 collection. Not one of the best Bond films, but is the end of the Daniel Craig sector of the franchise. It's pretty good. I'm gonna give this another view. The collection is complete. Let's actually slide her out here. Should get a nice view of my counter. Alright. Definitely worth a go. The first half hour is explosive. Still no spoilers. No time to die. There's Gemma. We're out in Bell's Corners today. Gotta keep a mask on. Coldest day of the year. Just keeps getting colder and colder. And when the mask goes up, the shades come off. But that's okay. We found a cool old church. It's so mind-blowingly cold. We're gonna take you a look at a couple things here in Bell's Corners. Gemma, stretch her legs. It's the Christ Church. The Christ Church. Take a quick walk down here, Jim. Yeah, watch out for the salt. It's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. It's a very nice church, though. There's a lot of interesting historical spots, Bell's Corners, but it's church. They're interesting. Must be allowed in. It says welcome. Welcome. Pretty cool church. Do not spread the salt close to the doors. Gemma hates the salt. Christ Church of Bell's Corners. Stone laid by the RT Reverend Edwin K. Lackey. The year I was born. Yeah. Just calling it here. Given to the glory of God. 1990. Pretty good. Let's head around, Gemma. The cemetery. Right on the other side. And then we'll just go check through here. Down here, huh? Open area. What do you think, huh? Alright. Going up the side of the church now. Look at those icicles. Gonna freeze like an icicle out here. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Some gentlemen working up here. I cannot imagine working. It's minus 30. Minus 30, but here we are in Bell's Corners, the Anglican. And just ahead, we'll see the bell of Bell's Corners. So I've been coming to Bell's Corners, or have known about it at least since I was a little kid. Used to jam out here with a band. First time I ever come here, you're looking for a corner with a bell on it. Don't look, it's not on a corner. But this church, it's huge. It does have some bells. It's a... Oh. Going on over there. The size of this church, though. The orange heart up here. Got that interesting door up there. Oh, no, no. What are you doing up on the stairs, pretty girl? Every child matters. Okay, let's go around the side. Very cold. Let's take a look at this bell up here. I wish it would ring. Get the size of it. That's pretty cool. That one's really old school. Just entering the side now. Found a way in. It is sunny and freezing. Take a quick jaunt around the cemetery here. Hold on, Jim. Come here. I'm gonna take your leash off and give you a toss. Gemma's got an extraordinarily loose tooth. And it's one of her front ones. I might have to knock it out. I think it's too cold, bud. Yeah, it's too cold for a toss. We can't do that. No, we're not gonna be able to do that. But you can have a second off the leash, okay? Let me film. Far too cold to do anything of that variety today. It would be my coldest ever graveyard experience. Let's look at a couple of these. 1825. Died at only 22 years young. This old grave, Gemma. 1869. That's some interesting ones. Look at the size of these ones. These are huge. The size of Gemma. She's just tiny compared to these. Hey, hey, don't veer off too far. Don't veer off too far. The size of that. Covered urn at the top of these. Been here since 1906. Major historical. Huge graveyard here. On the coldest day of the year. Freezing my extremities. That was Gemma. All for your enjoyment. Look at this one. 1966. That urn at the top. I love that. As we approach some cool headstones, we're also approaching a gigantic bell. Probably the biggest bell I've covered on this show. So I've shown quite a few bells. Don't straggle too far, Jim. Look at this tiny little tombstone. Look at this one, Jim. This tiny little stone. Yeah. Can't even make it out. But it also says Bell. Jane Bell. 1876, this one. My goodness, it is cold. 1893. Church just over there. Look at that, eh? Big old Graham. 1878. See, there's the giant bell just over there. Giant bell. We're gonna have to actually go to the lot over there to see the bell. Man, some of these stones are very, very old. Come on, we're dying of cold here, so we're gonna start heading back. Just short excursion today. Going through the cemetery. Wow, look at these. Those are really good. Look at that. The whole picture right on there. Some construction going on in the distance. Wow. Really cool old stones. Look at this one, Jim. We're getting cold. We gotta keep moving. Foster. I'm Froster. I'm frosting as we speak. Yeah, don't eat the snow. Just needs a little drink. And like trekking through an interesting cemetery. We'll go look at this giant bell. We have to. That's the giant bell you see in the distance. Right on the side of the fire station. Good girl, Gemma. Stay close, okay? Stay close. Look at these old graves. These are crazy. Oh my god. That's right. It's the chopper. Ani. Guy here was born in 1884, died in 1972. Come on, Jim. You gotta leash you back up. Look at this old church, huh? It's a very interesting church. It's a pretty big church. That old bell on the top. It is a bell. Look at it from this angle. With a weird rusted wheel in front of it, as I showed earlier. You get over here. Look at this little tiny grave. That marker, it just looks like a little piece of rock sticking out of the snow. Yeah. Just over here at the fire hall, Bell's Corners Fire Station. Unsung heroes, the firefighters. Here is the gigantic bell of Bell's Corners, because this is the biggest bell you can find in Bell's Corners. Look at this. Here in Canada. No corner with a bell. I guess this is the corner of the fire station. Size of that bell. I wish they would ring it. They probably only ring it when they head out on a call. Oh, can hop up on this ledge. Get a good view of the bell right here. Wow, look at that. That is a bell. Ring bell. Hell's bells. Size of that bell, it's huge. It's a big bell. It's too bad I can't get it rung. Yeah. Keep up the good work, firefighters. This station is dedicated to the memory of Leo David Driscoll, fire chief of the former city of Nepean from 52 to 74. Valuable contribution of fire services in the local community. Let's read that. All for you, Chief Leo. This is the doorbell. Too bad if you didn't ring the doorbell, it would ring this gigantic bell. Thing is freaking huge. Look at it from that angle. That's about the size. It's nearly as big as one. It's maybe about half the size of the one AC/DC uses when they do Hell's Bells at a live show. Good angle of the bell there with the sun beaming through. Pretty cool. It's so cold out here. Can't wear shades because look, they fog up completely, and then what? My buddy's just in the line at Tim Hortons. It's a pretty long line. Okay, I'm totally fogged up. I can't see anything. Let's go on a little jog. Where are we going? I don't know. Actually, I just saw this pyramid thing in the distance, and I'm like, let's go take a look at that while he's in the drive-through line. It's too cold to film today. This is actually Tech Insight. I can find interest in anything, to be honest. And over here, Tech Insight, this weird little structure. Yeah, look at that interesting structure on top of Tech Insights. I thought it was a pyramid from the distance. It is in the back tech spot, Bell's Corners.
It's the Undertaker in his purple garb. The Undertaker coming for the Royal Rumble.
Murder and witchcraft is for pussies? Murder and witchcraft is for pussies. Some of the funniest graffiti I have ever seen. You even call that graffiti. Oh, be careful. Wall markings. I don't know if witchcraft is for pussies. I agree about the murder part. I usually like to say that on this channel. But sometimes we're just going to be breaking some of the rules. Gemma, quick toss. See if there's anybody at the squirrel tree. Okay, so we're here now, approaching the squirrel tree again. Let's see how many shoot out today. We'll sit and watch till they come out. Looking at the hole up there. Not the big hole, the one above it. Hello, squirrels. Come on out. Come on out, guys. One, two. There's two. It's the squirrel tree. There's got to be more than two of you home today. By the time about 5 or 6 run out. Go along, Gemma. Go along. There we go. Soon she was far out distance. Sure getting dirty out here. The great Canadian North. Great white North of Canada. Me and Gemma reside. Look at this. All that remains of this fence. So it's a pretty rough area. Loose graffiti. Some gang activity around here. Devils. Rejects. They spelt it wrong. Put a G instead of a J. Huh. Perhaps they were the Devil's Rejects. Look at this. I believe that says Alleyway Boys. I'd be able to read it easier, but neither boys. I'm not sure if that's the correct spelling of alleyway or not. The Alleyway Boys. They were here. Now Gemma's here. Alright, should get going for the stop by. Bust a cap. Okay, back at my home now. Stopped at Tim Hortons. Way too cold out there. Was not going well. It's mind-blowing cold. Humans are not supposed to live in those types of conditions. But I stopped at Tim Hortons. Grab a little bite. I'm eating a chicken sandwich. No, you're not. Holy shit, this is crazy. I'm 33 years old. I should be able to have a chicken sandwich if I want.
He's 33 years old and he could eat a chicken sandwich. Very impressive.
And this is what we're going to be dealing with. Really not too bad. Set this up right here. Check this out. One of those ciabatta type buns. And stick her back into the oven. Look at that. Good chicken breasts. They're really just like chicken fingers with a special sauce. Get off my hands. Yeah, heat that up and consume it.
He's 33 years old and he can eat a chicken sandwich. Very impressive. Mike Fitzgibbon's son is a nuclear physicist, and my son can eat a chicken!
What you see here is actually one of Gemma's teeth that came out while I was brushing her. Look how far down the tooth goes. Isn't that something? Thought it was a piece of food that'd come out, and now she's got another loose tooth in the front. Poor girl, that's the tooth. That's how far down it goes. Nasty, huh? Poor dog. So what we're trying to do now is give her a carrot. Little carrot for you. See if it helps knock that loose tooth out. Or you can chew at the back ones and prolong it. Just trying to prevent her from swallowing the tooth. I'm gonna have to cough it up for a tooth cleaning, I think. Bun crispied up here in the oven. I think I'm gonna switch some of this dark and crispy lettuce to some of this fresh spinach I had in the fridge. Yeah, that'll taste way better, I think. I think so. Sauce to put on there. We must take apart. Ew. Yeah. Don't need that. Look at that. It's a little haggard. Put some of this nice fresh spinach on. I love my spinach nice green and crispy and not discolored. Okay. It's like that. Looks much more presentable. The Undertaker! The Undertaker!
Greatest superstar that ever lived. My hero.
We're in a very unusual situation here tonight, in as much as that he's giving up approximately 100 and...
Okay. That's right. There's the Undertaker right there, doing his thing. The Royal Rumble. That's actually Mick Foley over there. In the middle, in the blue, to the left, is The Rock. In his 20s. You believe that? Yeah, let's watch some more. Okay, let's bite into this chicken sandwich. So how we do it. I'm sorry, Jim. This is not good for you. Look at that. It's a good touch. Adding the spinach. Because, you know, spinach rocks! Oh. Mmm. Oh.
That's a good chicken salad. That's a good chicken salad.
Yeah. It's way too cold out today. I have to table that back road tour for another time. One of the coldest days of the year. Oh, red heart. Not to mention, everything's locked down right now. There's no museums, nothing open. I see you there. I gave you a carrot. Pretty good touch. Wow, that's nice and crispy. Go with the chicken sandwich if you're going to Tim Hortons. This is good. That bun, very good. Very good touch. Oh. Wow, that's really good. It's been a while since I've had a good chicken sandwich.
Let's get those, sets him up for the ride, back body drop, you get...
Bam! That's the dead man right there. No one ever liked him. Yeah, I had a few other spots I wanted to do. So cold. I think I got frostbite in my thumb. Just from walking around that graveyard really quick. I can put a rush on it too, which I don't like to do. Switching the lettuce over to spinach was a really good idea. Yeah, so more plans coming to fruition very soon. Too cold today. Too cold. How to moderate my little Blemma's teeth, as that tooth is gonna fall out. To monitor that. I hope she doesn't swallow it. Oh, check this out. The moon out there. See the moon? Look at the moon. Got a good view of the moon up here. Crunchy and delicious. Yeah, sorry, Dad. I'm not eating no roast beef. Why guys always have roast beef? I'm eating a chicken sandwich. Oh, it's good. Good with the spinach. Wow. Oh. I know Tim Hortons had such good chicken sandwiches. Very impressive. Gemma wants another carrot. I said, alright. Just hold on. But this nice little sauce that they put in there is pretty good. Could use a little bit more mayonnaise, but aside from that, ooh, that crispy part. That's a chicken sandwich. That was cool though, that giant bell. I was talking to a firefighter there, he was very nice. I'm just eating a chicken sandwich.
You're supposed to go back to the locker room area, and these two are doing anything but. Later hammering away on The Undertaker as his Big Daddy killed Diesel and Bret Hart.
Yes, Jimmy. One more carrot. You chew it up well, okay? Don't swallow that tooth. My roommate was nice to bring me home one of these Mike's Hard Blue Freeze. Guess it resembles Blue Freezy in taste. Let's check it out. Not a huge drinker myself, but someone offers one for free, I'll give it a try. See what we got here. Oh my god. You don't want to vomit these up, but is that ever so delicious? Wow, Blue Freeze. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Oh man, that's absolutely delectable. Thank you, roommate. That's gonna do it today. If you're new here, please subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it for what it was. We're always doing something different here, so you never know what's going to happen here on the Mr. Thrasha Show. This is quite delectable. That is delicious. Like, subscribe. If you want to take it a step further, ring the notification bell. That'll let you know every time a new episode is uploaded. Oh, that is a delicious beverage. Ugh. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time. Me and Jem will see you next time on the Mr. Thrasha Show. Goodbye. Goodbye.